Hi guys, it's Fran here. In this video I want to show you how you can use your paper flowers in a few different ways. Okay, so these are just standard flat paper flowers, and we've all got, well, most of us have got a large stash of different flowers that either we don't like or we don't like the colour of that we bought or have gone off. And these are just simple ways that you can kind of repurpose them and kind of rejig them into something that's suitable for different projects. So idea number one is to use a hole puncher. Okay, so this is just a standard handheld hole puncher, so there's nothing fancy. You can pick these up relatively cheaply, or you've probably already got one of these, or most of you have got one of these anyway, or you can use a crocodile. So they are quite easy to get hold of, and as I say, they are cheap as well, so it's not an expensive way to alter your flowers. So this is so simple. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to punch some holes in the petals. Okay, so you can also use a different size, two different size punchers, so you can use, you know, like obviously a smaller one just to go in the little gaps that you've got, and then the larger one. So that looks quite good if you do that. So we've got contrasting sizes, so you can see how easy this is. I'm not putting much pressure on the punch. So say this is just a standard paper flower, just a plain one that I've got, and I'm just going to finish my last petal. And of course you can reuse the punch scraps as well. So there you've got a nice cool little flower, and of course when you put a centre in that would look really nice as well. So that's a bit fun and different way that you can use a hole punch and just a plain paper flower, and then you can see how that looks with just a embellishment in the middle of it. Okay, so on to idea number two. So I've got another plain paper flower. So this one's a brown one, so I can purpose that differently with some gesso. So you can also use acrylic paint as well, either's fine. And I've just got a piece of just plain paper here. Okay, so I'm going to open my gesso. So I'm just using black for this. As I say, you can obviously use any coloured acrylic paint, and I'm just going to brush, just do it over there. So I'm just going to brush over with a layer of gesso. So I'm just going to get that covered quite nicely, like so. So I've got most of that covered. There's a few little bits that I've missed off, but that's absolutely fine. And then next I'm just going to place my paper flower onto my paper. Okay, so I'm just lightly pressing that down, not squidging it too much, but obviously I want the surface of the petals to come into contact with the paper. Okay, so you can see what we've got there, and then slowly we're going to peel off, just go to the end there, peel off my flower. So hopefully this will come off in one piece. Ever so slowly. You have to take some care when doing this, but there you go. Leave that aside. So there you have got a stamp that you've just created by painting your paper flower with some gesso or acrylic paint. So this is just a great way to just use some flowers that you don't like up, and you can just add, you know, some little gems to it. It'd be great to create a background as well, like for a journal page or a scrapbook layout. Or, as I say, you can just sort of cut around that and just use it as a flower embellishment on its own with some decoration in the middle. So that's a nice, quick, easy way that you can use your paper flowers up. Okay, so for idea number 3, I've just got some glue. Okay, so just standard PVA glue, and I'm just going to just go over the petals. So I'm kind of just drizzling the glue on like so. So not being very precise with this, just kind of blobbing it on here and there. So I may not be able to see it obviously because it's white on white there. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop some glitter. So this is again just standard cheap glitter, and then I'm just going to sprinkle that over my glue, and then you've got a nice spangly flower there. So obviously you can put different patterns on if you want. You can just dot the glue around or paint it on even, but I just wanted a bit more of a sort of uneven splodgy pattern there, so you can see the flower picking up all that glitter there. Okay, also what you can use is the similar, so it's just basically similar technique what I have just done. So I'm just going to use my glue again, and this time I'm just going to put some little blobs of glue on there. So just dot it around. So we've all got glue lying about the house or in a craft room, so that's just something nice and easy that you can use. Okay, so I've just blobbed my glue on there, and next I'm just going to pop some embossing powder on the top. Okay, so I should just get a piece of paper to catch my powder. So again, same principle as before with the glitter. I'm just going to pop the powder on, so you can see what that looks like there. And then obviously I'm just going to melt that with a heat gun, just to melt the powder and obviously dry the glue at the same time. Okay, so there I've just melted that. It's a little bit hard to see because this is pale pink embossing powder, but obviously that's melted and puffed up nicely to create some nice texture on the flower. So on to idea number 5. So I've got another plain flower, so this one's black this time. Okay, and I'm going to use some heavy gesso again, so always good to use for various projects. And also again, you could use acrylic paint for this. I'm also going to use a stencil. So what I'm going to do, as you can probably guess, is I'm just going to spread the gesso over the stencil onto the flower to create a pattern. Okay, so I'm just going to lift that off. Oops, it's just stuck on because it's so small. Okay, just move my stencil to one side. So you can see there that we've got a nice patterned flower. So what I'm going to do is just clean that gesso with my hands. Dirty hands again. I'm just going to dry this off first. Okay, so I've just dried off the gesso that I've just applied onto the flower. And I'm just going to get some paper. Just pop my flower on. Okay, so I'm just going to use some mica shimmer spray on top of this, okay? Okay, so there you can see, I'll just tap a little bit of the excess off there, that we've got a nice gold sheen flower. And obviously because I've just put the gesso on before, the gesso will resist the spray that I've just misted over the top of that, so you get like a nice cool resist effect there. And so you can see that shimmer and sheen just picking up all the details on the flower. And obviously you would dry that off before sticking that down. So I hope you found this video useful and you found some inspiration to reuse and repurpose some of those disliked flowers that we've all got hanging around in our craft stash. So if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, and for more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel. And until next time, take care, and I will see you really, really soon. Bye!